Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder again with another Reddit story for you. This one is actually from the marriage subreddit, and it is titled, "My Wife Won't Talk to Me Anymore." My wife, 31 female, and I, 46 male, have been together for 6 years, married for 2. She used to talk to me all the time. She used to share her day with me, just randomly tell me her thoughts, stuff like that. However, she also used to want to talk about problems we were having a lot. It felt like we were always talking about what I did wrong. She thought I spent too much time talking to exes. We were friends. I don't prioritize her over work. It's my career. Am I supposed to quit? And mostly that I didn't care enough about her. It was so many different ways that she came to that conclusion, but it was like we were always just sitting down for a serious talk. So I told her about a year ago that I didn't want to talk anymore. It's a good idea. So I told her about a year ago that I didn't want to talk anymore. I was just tired of hearing everything I was doing wrong. I provide everything we need. Can I just have a break? I told her that if she had a problem with the way I did things, then she could get out of my house and we'd get a divorce. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this right now. She told me that she was trying to communicate because she didn't feel appreciated and that I had one foot out the door. But I think that's ridiculous. I know it's harsh, but I was at my wit's end. So now a year later, she barely talks to me at all. When I ask her about her day, she says, fine. When I talk to her about work or politics or my day, she says, oh, wow, cool, and walks away. Her attitude isn't bad. She's very sweet, but it's just like she doesn't care anymore. I didn't want to talk about her problems anymore, but I didn't mean stop talking, period. We really don't talk about anything that doesn't have to do with our life or household. In the evenings, she just turns on the TV and we watch something until bed. Now, I don't know what to do because I just found out today that she won a pretty big award at her job and she didn't tell me. Last Friday, she said she had to work late and it was cool. I didn't ask. Today, I found out that she was really at a dinner where she was celebrated for this award. She invited some of her friends and her mom and her brothers. I ran into her brother at the store today and he mentioned the dinner and said that he was sorry I couldn't make it. I asked what he meant and he said at the dinner how I wasn't able to go because I was sick. I asked him to explain the whole thing to me, so now he knows too. What am I supposed to do? Is she punishing me or something? Do I tell her that I know? Why wouldn't she tell me? I didn't think she'd take it this far, and now I'm thinking she's being petty. Does anyone have experience here? I love my wife and I'd do anything for her, but I'm so confused. Edit, wow, a lot of comments. A couple people are asking about the exes. I have close contact with 3 of my exes. Oh wait, he says have. Wife brought up an issue with this. I would expect to see a had, but it's have. Close contact with 3 of my exes. My previous wife calls me when she needs to talk. Her and her husband don't get along. I have 2 ex-girlfriends who I'm still friends with, and I was friends with them when I met my wife now. My wife doesn't like them because she says they cross boundaries, but honest to God, they are just friendly and we ended in good terms. It's nothing serious, and I just don't want to give my friends up. Edit 2, you're right. Tried to talk to her last night. It didn't go well. I'll update later when I can get my thoughts together. Okay, so we don't have that update yet. We'll be watching for that update. But what do you expect, bro? You're like, I don't want to talk anymore. Why won't my wife talk to me? Here's the thing. I think the default, like, knee-jerk pride-based response can be like, oh, it's just problems. I can't just hear about problems. I can't just keep hearing about problems. Problem. I provide everything we do. Shouldn't that be good enough? No. I mean, that's not a relationship. Being a provider alone isn't a relationship. And here's the direction that you have to start thinking about whenever it comes to problems and your spouse or partner presenting problems to you. I think in the beginning of a marriage, it can be tough whenever you start learning these things that your spouse has a problem with, but eventually, if you start to look at it as, I can't fix it until I know what's wrong. I can't provide a solution until I know what the root of the problem is. I can't be aware of all things until they're brought to my attention. And if it's something that's a big enough deal for your partner to be bothered by enough to bring up to you, it's worth you noting. It's worth you being aware of. It's worth making the adjustment in some cases. Or it just requires a further explanation. It requires a conversation to get through the needed change. Whether that's on your end or hers, something has to change if there's a problem. I'm not saying everything's your fault and you have to change who you are and you have to change all your behaviors. No. But if you want to have a successful marriage, you need to be aware of problems so that you can together find a solution to them. I've got blinders on almost all the time. I'm task driven. My calendar is full all the time. I am running 100 miles an hour most of the time. And chances are, if there's something that I do unknowingly that causes a problem, I'm not going to know it unless it's brought to my attention. And this brozo is just like, no, I just want to do my thing. I want to do me. I want to choose me all the time. I don't want you to bring your bullshit to me. I don't want to hear about your feelings. I don't want to hear about how our relationship can be better. I want to work. I want to do my thing. And I want to have serious conversations. I don't want to know about problems. It's not a marriage. It's not how it works, man. It's like he basically just wanted to work and do his thing and then just have her there for convenience, but not have her have like feelings and opinions or anything like that. Just be there. And maybe she's taking it to an extreme here because she's trying to prove a point, or maybe she felt discarded and uncared for because all of those concerns that she brought up, he's like, I don't care. So, wow. The fact that she actually now feels and has adjusted to those things just being that way, that she feels like you don't care and you have one foot out the door and you don't want to hear about anything and you just don't give a shit. Those problems never get solved. And this is the aftermath of it. Also, how freaking hypocritical is this? It's fantastic how hypocritical this is because he's like, well, seems like she just doesn't care. It seems like she's got one foot out the door. She just won't talk to me. It's just Does any of this sound familiar, dude? How funny is this? That you now have the problems that your wife had before and tried to talk to you about, but you're like, nah. How big of a self-fulfilling prophecy can you be, sir? Continuing present course, ignoring the damage that's being caused, and then sometime later, where did all this damage come from? I don't understand, dumbass. It's a teeter-totter between Ascon 1 and Ascon 2 here. I'm going to give him 2 because I don't think he's evil. I think he's an idiot. And I think this is redeemable because he has to start solving problems. But he's put himself in a position now to where so much damage has been caused. It might be irreversible, but she's still there. That's the part I don't get. She's still there. Not sure why. Because she's excluded him from everything. So either it's because, change is scary and she's just she's found comfort in this darkness. I don't understand that part. But because she's still there and because he's an idiot and I don't think evil, it may be fixable. However, he's got a shit ton of work to do because he's let it go on for so long and just not giving a shit. Step 1, start giving a shit. Step 2, start having those conversations and let her tell you all the things that are actually bothering her so that you can start figuring out solutions. Doesn't mean you're wrong on everything, although your mindset to this point kind of leads us in that direction. But I'm saying as a blanket statement, it doesn't mean that you're wrong about everything. It means there's a problem that needs to be solved somehow. You can't just ignore them. They will not get better on their own.